institutions. I mean, we have other institutions that they are global. They are not coming to my head now, but I know for one foundation, for instance, they are global, and some of these people are interested in partnering with young people who are driving change in their locality. Then also for policies, I know that most of these policies are driven by young people right now. Some of them are not well articulated in our constitution and all of those things. So if you probably feel like, okay, you're working in the educational sector and you feel like, oh, there is something in the educational sector that you think should be worked upon, and you think that there is a policy that should back it up, we have, now we can get support from thousands of people, because you are not the only one working in the educational sector. We have other people working in that sector, so you can get to connect with other people working in the educational sector, come together and even write some of these policies that would drive change in different parts of the world, even in Nigeria, and even other countries can see some of these policies and adapt them. Then the last one that I would mention that I feel like we can key into is funding, which is super, super important. We have private individuals, we have organizations. I know that some of us are very familiar with the Tony Elemelu Foundation that give grants to entrepreneurs. And that is something that I also just want to mention. I know Buki did not ask me this, but there is something that I've been preaching lately to young people like myself, and even to people that I have access to, that the SDG is not just it's not a goal for non-governmental organization, for people who are not profit oriented. No, everybody can be a driver of change. Everybody can be a driver of SDG, including businesses. So if you own a business and you're on this call and like, oh, okay, me, I'm just a business owner, but I saw this topic and I'm interested. Or maybe one of your favorites, on this call and you're listening in. Let me just tell you that you can also be a part of these global goals that we're talking about. So yes, for funding opportunities, if you have a business, you can position your business, you can position your organization for funding and receive funding from private individuals, organizations that are interested in funding your business or enterprise. So yes, I hope I have been able to answer some of it.
Thank you so much, Tolulope. Thank you so much for giving us an insight into how people in the development space, non-profit space, and even the profit enterprises can actually foster the development goals and the mechanisms and policy available. We have organizations who are willing to partner. We young people are able to assess all these opportunities. The policies available are being implemented, and we are able to enjoy impacting people. I don't know if Toby is still on the call. Toby, are you still on the call? Hello, Toby. Okay, if Toby is not on the call, Alfred, in 2 minutes, is Toby on the call?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay, so thank you. If Toby is not on the call, Alfred, please, can you in 2 minutes tell us what are the challenges young people face in pursuing the global goals? What challenges do they face in designing, implementing, or in their various spheres? I know you've worked with a lot of organizations and a lot of young people who are actually pushing for the goal. So what are the challenges?
All right. So yeah, a whole lot of challenges. I mean, there are so many things. And it's interesting to know that some of these things are as a way of causing some setback in our mind, demoralizes us, and causes some loss of passion in us. Let me start from that. This is very important. I mean, terribly important. I talk about it. uh, there is this in I don't is it insecurity now with the older generation. They really do not see reasons why they should give us the slot, the space to express ourselves, to express our ideas, our innovative concepts. Sometimes it's a gagging space. So sometimes we find it very difficult. So that on its own, it's a big problem. I mean, when you get to some parastatals, some ministries, some agencies in Nigeria, you want to discuss about anything sustainable development or community services or community development with them, you see how, when they ask you question like, when did you start it? And when, and you start feeling bad that I'm doing this thing with all my passion, with all my zeal, and someone is talking me down. So that's it on its own. And that's how the mitigating part of this is just we need to understand the policymakers, the stakeholders we are working with. Another thing, I think she talked about it, funding is terribly important. We can't do without funding. If your passion is not fueled by money, so to speak, it becomes a dream. You just keep dreaming about your passion if you don't have money to drive your passion. So funding is very important. As much as everything is not about money, everything is not about funding, there are things you can do without soliciting for fund. You can do social media advocacy. You can run ad on social media, do a lot of things on social media. You can even go to these schools and these schools or communities, speak with people without necessarily needing to get fund. But funding is terribly important. Another thing that is also important is there is this misrepresentation of ideas sometimes. When I have an idea and I share with someone and the person hijack my idea and take it off and maybe use it to solicit for funding and later leave me out of the box. So that's also part of what we face as young people. But to this, I think we also need to understand, while I was with VSO 2013, 2014, up to coming back as a team leader in 2015, 2016, there is this saying that we develop, and we have to have it on our vest, on our t-shirt then. And the saying is, challenge yourself to change your world. I mean, the world is a very big place. It's very big. There are potentials. There are a whole lot of things to annex as ideas, but you need to challenge yourself. Go out of your shell, like a snail. Go out of your shell and challenge yourself. There are challenges you're going to meet, but when you have the proper understanding, you can leverage on whatsoever understanding and insights and in-depth knowledge you've gathered to mitigate and to cushion the effects of any challenges you want to face. So a whole lot of challenges, but I can assure you, you will scale through when you have proper mentorship, proper understanding, and proper way of approaching people, of approaching ideas and things. So yeah, that's that. Thank you so much. I hope I answer your question, Buki.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alfred. Thank you so much for giving us such an insight on that. Yeah, so that tells you that you need to be resilient. So for you to achieve these goals, you need to be able to, you know, weather the weather when it comes to that, really. Okay, so please, Tolu, are you still on the call, please? Tolu, hello, Tolu, please, are you still on the call?
Yes, I'm on the call.
Okay, okay. So thank you. I would like to have your take on this question. All right. So how do you think that the achievement of the global goals will help to improve the well-being and safety of women and girls in the university communities in Nigeria? So I'd like your
Can you
insight
take
on
that
this.
again? Can you
Okay.
take
So
that
how
again?
do you, would you like me to come again with the question?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. So how do you think the achievement of the global goals, right, will help to improve the well-being and safety of women and girls in the university communities in Nigeria? How do you think this will have an impact on women and girls in universities in Nigeria?
So thank you so
Okay,
much. So
okay.
yes, I strongly believe that I think almost all the global goals that we have currently are going to contribute greatly to both men and women, really. And if our focus, I know your focus is on the women and girls, but I just want to say that all the global goals, they have their own impacts, both on the society, on the men and the women. And so if we are focusing on the women and girls, I strongly believe that I want to also have, look, let me just say, I'm assuming that most of us on this call, we know that the kind of country that we are in, we currently practice, it's a patriarchal society. And so, yes, we are, and that is why we have the movements of, fighting against gender-based violence, fighting for women and girls, and all of those things. So, for instance, promoting education and showing to people how much the government, how much individuals need to invest in education would change the life of women and girls who have, probably be denied access to school, access to basic education, and then they are told that, oh, you cannot go past this level and the likes. For instance, also health, good health and well-being. We have, and this is something that I'm beginning to even take interest in personally. Maybe because I'm amidst more women now, and I'm beginning to hear some things that women go through right now as regards their health. There are a lot of diseases, infection, health issues that women go through, and they are unattended to. Even some of the doctors in our hospitals do not even, they are not very much aware of it because they are not being taught, or they were not taught about it. And these things are things that are affecting women currently. They're affecting young girls. And so I believe that investing in good health and well-being, for instance, is going to help protect the lifespan of every woman and every girl out there. And it will also solve some of these basic problems that women face. For instance, there are a lot of menstrual issues that young girls face right now. There's some of them, they don't even understand the basic menstrual hygiene technique and all of these things. So I strongly believe that the global goals, whether it's no poverty, whether it's decent work, whether it is human rights and just peace and justice, for instance, we are all aware of how so many young girls before age 10, some of them go through sexual violence, some of them go through abuse and all of these things. And so having peace and justice on the global goals is something that would help protect women from some of this violence and protect their lives and not allow them to be victim of this wicked problem. So yes, every goal, almost every goal on the global goal, they would help promote a better lifestyle for women and girls, whether they are in secondary school or in the university, and also allow women to have, hold a place of leadership. If you look at it now, I think it just in recent times we've had women and men also advocating for women to, be at the top, hold positions, and all of those things. So this is why the global goals, some of these goals, this is why they exist. And I believe that they are going to contribute largely to women and girls' life, especially in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Tolulope. Thank you for that contribution. And I think I would have to second that because being a student myself, I feel that the third goal, the good health and well-being, of course, will help in improving the lives of girls on campus, really, because our hostel system is really bad and would really need to champion that goal in school. So for everyone who stays on campus here, so I think that's a goal that we should really be talking about. Okay, so moving on, I would like each of our four speakers to please answer the I think the last question and not the least for the day in 60 seconds, please. So I think I'll be starting with Alfred. Please, are you on the call? Hello, Alfred. Please, are you with us? Okay, Toby, do we have Toby on the call, please? Okay, so I think I'll just have to do ladies first, all right? So back to you, Tolu. Are you still on? Tolu, are you still on?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
still on.
I think
I'm on.
okay. All right, thank you. So I think we're doing ladies first, all right? So please, I would like you to answer this question in 60 seconds, please. Yeah, so the question is, how do you think government and non-governmental actors can support young people and adopt intergenerational approach in addressing the global goals? So I'll take that again. How do you think government and non-governmental actors can support young people and adopt intergenerational approach in addressing the global goals?
Okay, so there are
All
three
right.
things that came to my mind, and I'll just highlight them because I said 60 seconds. Number one is partnering with them. I think that we cannot emphasize the power of partnerships. So government and non-governmental organizations, they can help foster, and implement the global goals by partnering with young people. Another is, visibility. Honestly speaking, I feel like there are a lot of young people doing so many amazing stuff, but they are not visible. They are not getting that media attention. They are not getting that media recognition. And you know what
Yeah,
this thing can do for young people? It
yeah,
can help promote and it validates their work also, and validate their work and show to them that they are actually doing something and they are contributing to the development of the society. And I think the last thing, which is very important, and I know that it's a major challenge, is funding. The only issue I always have with funding is there are so many people. I know that the issue of funding, it has to do with money. When people hear funding, it's just the money aspect that mostly comes to mind. But I just want to say that government can fund in different ways, whether it's human capital development, whether it's even um establishing training and development centers for young people who are currently, contributing to the society, training them, giving them that capacity building. That is also a form of funding. So it's not just the monetary aspect that the government or even private institutions can use, can, add to the value that young people are bringing and engaging in their society. So it's very important that they fund, whether it's monetary, whether it is um in capacity building, whether it is in human capital development and all of these things. So I feel like this can help advance the contribution of young people in their society.
yeah. Thank you so much, Tolu. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
I know you guys must be enjoying the session, right? But I'm sorry, we're just trying to work with time here. So please, Alfred, yeah, in 30 seconds, 60 seconds, please. So
Okay.
I'll just say the
Okay.
question or
So
and
let
then
me.
you
I
go.
think I got your question. So let me
All
go
right.
straight to it before you shop off my 30 seconds. All right, that's fine. Let me just say, for many of us here, Sarah and a couple of others here, respectfully speaking to everyone on the call, I may not know everybody, but I think I can talk about Sarah, maybe Buki, and few of us here on this call. We all started as volunteers with our respective, while we were still growing, we started volunteering. And this as a result of some non-government organization giving us the space. Some of us migrated to be an intern. And I was about sharing my BSO story. I started as volunteer at the global space with voluntary services overseas at the UK. And from there, localizing some concepts and able to work with some local organization. This is what has, added up over the years for me and bringing to the limelight or the global space in this ecosystem. So opportunities like this should be created for young people to, add values to organization as intern, as volunteers and the like. And for government in few seconds, for government, yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any government representative here, but I don't know how we're going to convey this message to them. But we must let the government know at every sector and segment and in every area that they need to add value to young people. Give us the space. Do not gag us. Do not do not demoralize us. Do not cause our idea to be on the floor. Give us the space. I can say it over and over that Nigeria problem will be solved by young Nigerians if they only have the opportunity to express themselves constructively and add value to the system. We will provide solution. And I know in a couple of years' time, we'll be talking about another thing in this country, not this deplorable state of the country. Thank you so much.
Alfred, thank you so much. Thank you very much. So please, ambassadors, we are here on the call. Let this government officials, let them know what we are talking about and what we hope to achieve. Okay. So please, Toby, can I have the last comment from Toby? Oh, sorry, there's still Glory. All right. So Toby, please, if you're on the call, can you just quickly give us your response on that question in 60 seconds? Okay. Moving on to Glory, please. Are you still on the call?
Okay, yes, I'm here. So I believe that basically we've spoken about a lot of things. So I'll just go to the aspect of education. Not education, sorry, policy, in terms of policy. So I believe the non-governmental organizations are doing a lot. Like Alfred said, they're providing platforms for lots of young people like us to volunteer, to build experience, to intern and all that. But the government is lacking in many aspects in actually helping young people to further these SDG course. So if we can have, starting from very young age, especially from our primary education, if in the educational system we have this SDG incorporated into the curriculum, let this younger generation start learning about this thing like from a very early stage. So they're not just being told about the SDGs. From their primary education, they are being introduced to practical ways they can solve problems by giving them small tasks and problem solving engagement. So if our educational system can be more developed to inculcate practical ways of learning and not just Lacram Lapoor kind of system where people are learning and they are getting to do something what they're learning, they're getting to solve real-time problems from what they are learning. So I believe it will go a long way into helping young people to be change makers and to solve problems in their community. And finally, in the aspect of the government providing platforms for young people to thrive. So if you go to a lot of countries outside Nigeria, you will see programs, you see hackathons, you will see lots of competitions that is inspiring young people to participate, to win big funds. And some people in Nigeria have gone ahead to maximize some of this opportunity to win funds for their projects. So if the governments are providing these things, I believe it will help us greatly in answering solving this problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Glory. Thank you. Ms. Bukola, are you on the call? Ms. Bukola? Okay, so
hi Aisha, thank you so much for holding it down. I'm still on the call. I've actually always been on the call. Yeah, so thank you so much, amazing speakers. Now for people to ask questions, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, you can be heard now.
Can you all hear me?
I can
Hello?
hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh,
I can hear you.
okay. Thank you so much. So I think it's not enough for us to have plethora of questions and have people ask these questions and answer these questions. We need to hear from you too as attendees, as participants of this session. What questions do you have? What thoughts do you want to add to this? This is going to take 2 to 3 minutes because we are really behind schedule. So anyone has a thought, they want to say something, they want to ask a question, they have a question for anybody, please raise your hand. Use the raise of hand function.
Actually means raising up hand.
Malik, you have the floor, please.
Thank you. Hi everyone. I am Malik Wasim from Pakistan. Really, I am very enjoy this session. I am happy to join. this session. So my question, basically, I am student of economics. I'm study currently BS Economics sixth semester. I'm doing lot of activities. For example, I joined Amal Fellowship, Amal Academy, and I'm doing internship at Intelia consultancy company. I think in 2023, in coming days, Intelia opened the internship in Nigeria University. Hopefully, and already Isha from Nigeria University connected with me on LinkedIn and asking questions, so etc. So my question is that I am interested in volunteer activities. Already I am contribution in Ahuat. I think hopefully Ahuat is non-profit organization. I'm working with Ahuat and already I'm studying in Ahuat University. So I'm asking that how I contribute in this project, and I want to join this youth session. So how can I join you, and how can I help, and how can I contribute? So that is my question.
Okay, thank you so much, Malik. Your question is how can you do the sessions? How can you participate in our advocacy? The world has become a global market. We are all interconnected with social media, right? So one of the ways you can actually follow up with our works and support our work is to engage in social media advocacy with us, like our pages, our YouTube, our Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. When we have events, you can tune in to join. You can also share our promotional materials like infographics, videos. They are most times educational. So I think that way you can actually like join the advocacy, and you can also look at other groups too, right? And look at what they do. You can support their advocacy by volunteering for them digitally. You could support them, be a content assistant or something. But then the world has gone digital. You don't need to be physically here to support a movement or support an advocacy journey. Thank you so much.
No, it's my player.
Sikiru Ahmed, you have the floor.
Okay, good morning. Hello.
Good morning. I can hear you.
Yeah, it's afternoon, sorry. Once again, I'm Ahmed Sikiru Olairwaju from prestigious Barayo University, Kano, okay? I just want to chip in one or two things regarding the actualization of majority of these goals. I quite believe that in the context of colonization, I mean during the colonial era, virtually across all the colonies conquered by the colonial master, they wouldn't have marked a huge success without inclusion of the locales, I mean the localities of those areas. So I think in this sense, for us to achieve majority of these goals, we have to go back to the grassroots. Although the government and other parastatals, they have their roles to play as well. But the fighter ones are the grassroots. And what do I mean by the grassroots approach here is we have to go back to to our cultural values. I believe we all know that among the agents of socialization, we have schools, family, and what have you. But if you look at it deeply, you will realize that family and community, those two plays a very vital role in bringing of a child or a community, so to say. So if we can try by all means to have a very vibrant and active inclusion of our cultural, what will I say, maybe our cultural traditions, I mean the traditional rulers and what have you, with inclusion of family, I think these two will go a very long way in actualizing this, because those are the cradles of human being. I mean, the basis. If you are able to conquer all these issues from those particular area, by the time it grows light into the community and to a town, a state, a nation, believe me, everything will be normalized and we have a perfect resource. Although, as I said earlier on, when it gets to the larger level, we have the government's contribution, the private sector, and what have you. But let us always have the inclusion of uh, our traditional institutions and as well as family. If you can include those two, I think you're going to have a very robust and effective sources at the end of the day. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, Sikiru, thank you for that. I think I got a message there. So thank you for that contribution. Sikiru, can you hear me, please?
Hear you. I'm with you.
Oh, great. So thank you for that contribution. Why Buki and Faith sought their technical glitch. Let me just, I quite agree with you to a larger extent around what you mentioned. It's very important we have the mindset of social inclusion, and social inclusion across cultural, understanding cultural bases, understanding religious approach, understanding so many community factors that would enhance the work we do. All right, so it becomes very imperative to understand the mechanisms. I mean, the cheapest and means the mechanism to involve stakeholders. And and it will interest you to also know that our implementation strategies are kind of regional. I don't want to use the regional bias, but there are regional approach to implementing or intervention project implementation in Nigeria. What is obtainable in the north may literally not work in the south or the eastern part of Nigeria or the western part of Nigeria. Yeah, we may have central approach to interventions, but we have some key things that becomes a prime approach to region. So what is obtainable in Kano may not work for people in Osun State or in Akwa Ibom or in Anambra State. But the center of this is, yes, very important we understand social inclusion, very important we understand stakeholders engagement. Very important you understand the approach that works better in your state, in your local government, in your community where you implement your project. But yeah, I agree with you. Just one or two things I needed to add, and I think I've done that. But thank you so much for that wonderful contribution.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fred.
Yeah, Faith and Buki, back to you guys.
Much, Alfred, for holding it down for us. Network glitch is something that we've been battling it for a while, and I'm glad that we are almost rounding up now. Thank you so much, everyone that has participated so far. We have people from diverse backgrounds here, but I would want to first recognize our campus ambassadors who are actually like on the field in their universities to promote anti-sexual harassment policies, talk about anti-sexual harassment in their universities, and be active bystanders. And I also want to say thank you to all our wonderful and amazing speakers who created time. Today is a really busy day, International Day of Youth. It's a really busy day. I know you had to cancel a lot of appointments, had to clear your schedule to attend this virtual meeting. Thank you so much. We are really grateful. The Gender Mobile team is really grateful. And other participants who are not campus ambassadors, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. We are really grateful. And we look forward to having you in our subsequent meetings. There are a few people that actually worked to put this up, and they really have not spoken since. One is Mayowa, who is our products manager at Campus PAL. He's not in the meeting currently. And I have Adekweju here too. Adekweju helped in designing this virtual event, and it was amazing. Thank you so much, Peju, for putting in your input, and we had an amazing agenda and lineup for this event. I don't know if Sarah is on the call and would like to say anything before we close, but thank you so much to everyone who has attended this. The form was sent, had like your email and your social media handles. Please put them there so we would be able to interact with you and your posts concerning this event. Please tweet at us, repost, like, and share on our social media handle. And we were live streaming on YouTube, so you can check the Gender Mobile Initiative YouTube channel to see this video and engage with us further. We look forward to continuous engagement with you people. We look forward to your support to the work that we do in ending sexual harassment in communities and campuses around us. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Sandra, you're raising your hand.
Okay, good afternoon.
Can't hear you, Sandra.
Can you hear me now? Good afternoon.
Yes.
Sorry, I was complaining about the link. I got it and then I can't get access to it again. I don't know if it can be sent again, please.
Oh, the link. Let me check because I was bounced at a point, so I might not have access to the link. Oh, okay, yes, I do have access to it. Anyone that has it should please send. Sarah would like to say something before we wrap up, and she would most likely share the link again. Sarah, over to you.
It's been sent.
The link has been shared again.
Yeah, it's been shared again. So please do well to fill the form.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Buki. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Thanks for confirming, Aisha. I think Buki is having connection issues, so she might not hear me, but if you can hear me, that's fine. So I've been following the conversation, and I must say it's been a very insightful one. I just want to first off say thank you for everyone who participated, who joined in this event, and have stayed up till this very moment. Just want to say big thank you for being with us from start to finish, in spite of the technical glitches. You still stuck with us, and we really appreciate that. We do not take it for granted that you all have taken out of your time. I mean, it's a weekend, you could have been, relaxing or doing other things, but you chose to be here to hear from us and also share your inputs regarding youth's involvement as change agents in attaining the SDGs or the global goals. So first of all, thank you for that. And then I also want to thank our speakers as well, Tolulope, Glory, Alfred, and Toby. You all really, really put your A game forward. You shared your experiences with us and also recommendations as well. And I practically, like when Alfred was talking about a lot of people starting as volunteers, that made me remember my, early days in development space as a volunteer, as a volunteer with a nonprofit, which has greatly helped my career advancements to this very moment. So I would like to encourage us as young people that we should keep doing the work that we're doing in in our various spaces. And as we've heard from these speakers and even the contributions we've made, like Sikiru, he made a very, very important input on including persons from the grassroots level, including families, not forgetting the indigenous factor as well, which I totally agree with. And also as well, engaging with government stakeholders too. That's also a priority. I want us to keep on doing the good work that we're doing in our spaces as young people, in spite of the challenges, in spite of, not enough inclusion and participation. But if we keep talking, if we keep doing, if we keep putting ourselves out there, and more importantly, we keep doing this collaboratively. Because when that saying that goes as this, that when you want to walk fast, you go alone, right? But when you want to walk far, you go together. So if we come together as a unit, as a collective, to see how we can collectively advance the global goals, we definitely will go a long way, and we definitely have that very strong voice for persons at different spaces, particularly people that are not used to listen to us and to be more inclusive of us, and we get to engage more in solutions. So once again, thank you everyone. Thank you to the speakers, the participants. Well done, Aisha, Bukola, and Mayowa, who are moderators for today, for putting in the great work to seeing that this event happens and goes smoothly.
Okay, so before we end the call, I don't know if Mayowa is on the call. You would be aware we mentioned him as
lovely. Thank you.
Hello, can you all hear me?
I can hear you, ma'am.
Can hear you.
Okay, great. I want to know if Mayowa is still on this call. Hello, Mayowa, are you here? Hello, Mayowa.
Yeah, voice is clear.
Huh? My voice. Okay, so I was expecting Mayowa to be on the call because as the product manager, he said he had something for people on the call, but I don't think he's on the call, so we might just have to end it for now and look forward to subsequent events with you. So yeah, we'll call it a close from here. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for being patient with us. We hope that you tweet about this event. We want to see your posts about this event. We would definitely engage any posts we get. Mayowa, are you here? You said we were talking. I can't find you. Hello, Mayowa.
And please, guys, don't forget to download the Campus File app.
Yes, download the Campus File app.
I don't think he's on the call, ma'am.
I also don't think so too, but I think I'll just give it a few minutes before I close the link. Okay, yes, well, I've come to the end of the call. Thank you so much for joining. I look forward to your tweets and your posts. Have a lovely day ahead and happy International Youth Day. Be an agent of change. Be an agent for the global goals. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And thanks to everyone else for being a part of this program today. Thank you so much
for the program.